Back in the den, and we're leading with Jake Hamilton, the women's head wrestling coach this time. Jake, your team made some waves in the JUCO women's wrestling world here, knocking off a really prominent program. Talk about that.
Yeah, so last week we competed against Indian Hills down in Centerville, Iowa, and the results kind of spoke for themselves. The girls went out there, battled tough. Truly a selfless effort. Even the girls that didn't win matches, we kind of told them, you got to wrestle smart and you got to realize that the duel's on the line, and we really want to focus on, not giving up pins, on bonus points, and we were able to do that. And then we obviously got some really big wins from Melina Notaro, who beat returning All-American. Bertha Cabrera, 103, kind of kicked us off. She got us rolling, and then Emma Albanese beat the returning national champ for the second time this season. So really good wins that I think they were looking to kind of win those matches, and they didn't go their way, and we were able to kind of hold on for the win. So it was a great feeling. Yeah,
now, from what I understand, that program has been in existence 4 years. This was their first home dual loss, and you guys delivered that to them. I mean, what does this do for your program?
Yeah, I think it was a big step in the right direction for us as a program, and it was something that was kind of at the forefront of this season. It was, one of the things we talked about early on in the year was mark your calendars for this day.
Oh, okay.
And we talked about that. We talked about staying hungry and being battle tested here early and seeing what we have, because we knew Indian Hills was obviously a great program, and we just wanted to use them as a measuring stick to see how good this team really is. And then they went out and wrestled their tails off. So nothing but kudos to them for putting in great effort in the practice room and getting the result that they deserve and they earn.
Are you a little bit ahead of schedule here with that kind of a performance coming out of your team? And as you look ahead, I mean, are you saying, okay, we might be a little more ahead than what I thought, or was this about kind of where you want to be?
I think this team's a lot different than last year's team. It's the sole fact we had 26 freshmen at the beginning of this season that are in the line, or that are practicing and on the roster, and we had 10 of those girls were freshmen, 9 of those girls were freshmen in the lineup for us on Wednesday, and they all came in with a lot of talent, and we knew that. Again, it comes down to the belief in themselves, belief in the training, and being able to kind of realize that, hey, I'm a freshman, but I'm hungry to go against the big dogs, and when we were able to kind of talk that self-belief into them, I think that's the biggest thing with this team, is they just got to believe they can go out and accomplish anything that they set their minds to, and that's what we kind of preach is, you got to believe in everything that we're teaching you, everything that we're preaching you, and good things are going to happen.
Yeah, I should know this. How many girls do you have nationally ranked? I mean, this
Yeah.
doesn't happen without, some open mat rankings here.
Yeah, so I would say we're probably sitting at about 15 girls in the national rankings, somewhere along those lines. We have some girls that haven't competed yet that are still in the rankings, so we'll see as the time goes on. We've had some injuries and things with girls that are trying to get healthy and get back to the mat, but overall we have a ton of girls in the rankings, and obviously it's cool to win it, but we also preach to our girls the job's not finished, it's just the beginning, right?
You say that a lot.
We got to keep our heads down and realize we can't be satisfied with one win, but we got to go get the next best thing. So we might be the number one dual team ranking, but what really matters is that individual tournament in March, and right now we're still sitting at 3 there. So we have work to do. We can't be satisfied with we can be satisfied with the win, obviously, but we can't be satisfied with that for too long before we got to move on and get to the next thing.
Yeah. And you talk about you got a bunch of freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems to me that when Martha gets ready, the whole team just kind of starts to get the build up to her. And it seems like she's a mentor, and even if she's not, I think some of these freshmen, they obviously look up to her.
Yeah.
But you can just sense that the energy picks up when she gets,
Yeah.
I mean, how valuable is that to have somebody like that who can show maybe some of the younger girls, this is how I do it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Martha is she's just a very likable person in general, and the girls gravitate to her, I think, for many of reasons. I think her stature and the way that she's built is what's not to like about a girl that's 6'3" and 207 pounds and is dominant,
She is.
I think a lot of girls and fans just gravitate towards Martha naturally, and she's more the girl that's just going to go out there and do what she has to do to give a total team effort. And that was the really cool thing for Martha is she kind of put the icing on the cake at the Indian Hills duel, which was nice. The duel was super close, and we kind of needed a pin to kind of put it out of reach for them. And we told Martha that going in, hey, we need a fall, and she went out there guns blazing and got the fall, and super excited that I don't think if you would have painted that out any other way, I don't think I would have had it any other way. I think
Gotcha.
Martha kind of putting the icing on the cake was special for her, and obviously special for the team. So.
Yeah, she's talented. You got a lot of talent up and down the roster, but she's really fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Jake, you're doing a great job, man. Congratulations on the success. Keep up the hard work. Good things are going to happen in March, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, appreciate it, Steve.
Jake, we're going to be back with Terry Pack on the other side of the den here.
So many of our students come into programs like ours here at Southeast Community College with no experience. When you look at what you get at SCC, your return on investment is hard to beat. You're learning a skill set that can genuinely be a career for you for a lifetime.
Back in the den, usually we start with Terry Pack, but with the things that the women are getting done, we thought maybe we'd go with Jake first. We don't want to bury the lead here, but it's not like you guys aren't getting anything done. I mean, you look up and down this roster, and there's a lot of guys here that are, ranked, and I mean, this is a strong lineup. And you started 125 with Brandon Baustert. Now talk about him and his story.
Yeah, I think, we're just going to talk about bookends today, right? We're going to talk about how we started duel and how we ended duel. And I think when you look at what Brandon's been able to do at 125, he sat out for 3 years. So he hasn't been on the mat. And obviously being a little older, he takes a few dings and, he's trying to get back to making his body understand what it's like to cut weight. But he's been an amazing addition. I think he's got a couple things to work on, just trying to get back to figuring out that nutritional value piece and cutting weight, because obviously hasn't been something he's done for a few years. So, but he's talented, man. The kid's was a great name, one of the best lightweights in Nebraska, I thought, for a long time coming up. Was surprised he didn't go to college. And then, and then he contacted us this year, and man, he's been a great starter. He's ranked number 8 in the country, and he's had some really significant wins for us, and he's really, I think he's going to get better and better.
Really. So he's ramping up then. Yeah, he's pretty impressive. And the middle of your lineup is just strong as all get out. But, when you watch Ira Jenkins wrestle in that heavyweight class, he is not built like a lot of heavyweights, it seems like. I mean, this dude is he's just a big ball of muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, and he goes out and he'll get to a point where he'll just start dominating you. It just seems like he comes after it until he just finishes it off.
And I think he's getting better, right? I think you look back at his Midland match, which was his first match back, and it was okay, right? He went into overtime, double overtime, match that we probably should have won way better than that. And then we wrestled that same kid this weekend, and Ira Tech folded.
Okay.
So obviously he's getting back on the mat this year has started to keep him, better and better every time.
Yeah.
The adjustments are getting better. This weekend was tough for him. He had some really good kids. He beat a couple D2 All-Americans, and I think those are the things that are going to show you he's getting better and better as the season goes. So, I mean, for us, What a cool way to start a duel,
Yeah.
and end a duel, right? We know we've got two guys that can go out and get the job done, and that's important when you're trying to put up a line, when you're trying to put a lineup together for the middle.
Yeah. Well, the duels that you've had here at home, you beat Otero 54-0, and then beat Colby 56-0. I mean, you didn't drop a match. The last time we talked, you said there's still some pieces of my lineup puzzle that we're working on. Is that still the case?
Still the
Or
case, yeah.
That doesn't probably happen overnight unless there's an
No,
injury
and-
where you can.
And I think for us, like, I mean, we're so talented. This is probably one of the deepest, definitely not the most talented group I've ever coached, but it's definitely the deepest group I've ever coached. Where we, like last weekend against Cloud, we wrestled 8 different guys, and then this week against Otero, we wrestled 8 different guys in that lineup and only 2 starters. And it just goes to show you how deep they are. That we're going out and beating really good teams.
Yeah.
With effectively what people would consider a backup. Right now, we don't consider anybody really a backup because we're figuring out our lineup. I think we've got things to get figured out, specifically at 49, 57, 65.
What are you going to
and-
do at 57? What a heck of a problem.
Yeah.
You got Keith, who's not, and
Yep.
then Asen steps in. He's ranked number 1.
Right, and I think second semester you're going to see both guys that can interchange at number 1, and we don't know yet. And I think that's the same problem we have at 84. So we have an 84 pounder that's, Dylan was ranked number 6 in the country, and then Jack beat him 2 weeks ago. Now Jack's ranked number 10 in the country. So I mean, we're just so deep at some of these weights.
Yeah.
And I think you see the same thing at 174 with James Elliott, who's ranked, but
Yeah.
the last 2 tournaments, Josh Henderson has finished as high, if not higher, than him in these weight classes. So I mean, we got a lot of things to get figured out. Great problem to have.
I was going to say, you're acting like this is this is a good problem. Like you're saying.
Yeah, I think again, these kids are getting valuable experience. I think it helps us at the end of the year if a kid gets hurt, if a kid has some grade issues, if we have any other issues, right? It really allows us the ability to find some depth and to be able to have these other guys battle tested and ready. And I think that's that's an advocate for us, right? That
Yeah.
we are able to have that second, third string guy on paper be as prepared, if not more prepared, than the guy that's in front of him. And
Yeah.
and I think that's what's really helping us right now.
Absolutely. Okay, we might have talked about this before on the nutrition aspect. You said Boustert's kind of getting used to having to be at that weight.
Right.
Are you guiding these folks on exactly what to eat? Where do they get this info? I mean, you're handling all that too, in addition to recruiting and dressing the building up and coaching and everything else that you do. I mean, at this level, I would think that's tough. There's other levels it's pretty much handed to you, but
Right.
you got to really think that one through.
Well, I think JUCO is definitely the coaches that are in here have to learn to operate on their own. We don't have sports management teams. We roll our mats out and set up events. We don't have recruiting coordinators that go do the recruiting. We don't have strength and conditioning coaches. We just don't have people running our study halls. We don't have nutrition coaches. I mean, so junior college coaches have to learn how to do a lot of things on their own. And, for us, it's just part of the job.
Yeah.
That's the part that you love and hate about junior college, right? There's days you're like, man, like you're telling me that I have to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning and have a strength and conditioning coach that can do it, right? But at the same time, we get to develop that relationship with the kids tighter
Yeah,
than some of the other groups. And more importantly, we get hands-on every aspect of the program so we know what's going on in all factors. We don't have to rely on somebody else to do what we know needs to be done. And I think that's important that our staff has that continuity with the kids.
Yeah, you can tell that you've built relationships along the way. That's really something, another thing in your toolkit you're pretty good at. I mean, we get visiting teams that come in here and you'll say, I coached him, or just whatever the story may be. And you can just tell that the kids here listen to you. They know that what you're saying appears to be, you know, the proper things and stuff. So you're ranked number 4 in the country still, or did we?
Number 4, yeah.
Number 4, okay.
We'll stick at 4. You know, I think we're 4 or 5, and I think that's about right. I
Okay.
don't think we deserve to be any higher right now. I don't know that we deserve to be any lower. I think
Yeah.
that's about where we're at. I think Pratt and Cowley are really good teams that we haven't really
Okay.
seen a lot of till the last 2 weeks. And I can tell you they're really good teams, and they're that top 6 this year, junior nationals is going to be something.
Good. Well, I think you got the talent to face this. It's going to be fun watching this.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, Terry Pack, head men's wrestling coach here at SEC, and they are currently ranked 4 in the open mat rankings with a ton of guys individually ranked in the top 10. So, Terry, keep up the good work. We're looking forward to the back end of this season.
Appreciate it. Take care.